Today is a good day because I get to max my Nevsky today. Well, explain the title then, Ladus. Why did you say there's some regrets? Do you not think Nevsky is worth maxing? Well, no, I definitely think Nevsky is worth maxing, and that's why I'm maxing him, but the regret comes from not being able to max him during the KVK that we just had. Nevsky has been out for 3 months and I took the whole 3 months to finally get him maxed. Well, the regret is more to do with how it took me so long. Now, there are some commanders that I chose to work on instead, such as Pakal and Harold, so I'm not regretting that bit. What I'm regretting is now that Scipio is out, it's such a strong commander and I'm only at 5-1-1-1, so I wanted to be in a situation where I can max Scipio as well now and not just announce that I maxed Nevsky after 3 months he came out, and like a 1 month after Scipio came out, I'm just at 5-1-1-1. Now, the source of all these regrets come from my early game decisions. Now, it's kind of easier to look on hindsight and make comments such as Constantine and Cow and Richard, all these commanders I used gold heads on, and I probably shouldn't have. If I didn't use those gold heads in early game, I would have had those gold heads. Now, Charles is a different story. I did use gold heads, Saladin as well, but no regrets there because I got a lot of use out of it. Mehmed and Mulan, I don't think I should have used gold heads, and I did. I think I used a little on Wu as well. She was 4-1-1-1. I think I made it 5 Khan. I did get some use out of it. Moving on, Edward, I did get a lot of use out of it, but back then there was no Season of Conquest. That's why I managed to get a lot of use out of it. Leo, I still kind of use. But then there are commanders where I kind of wasted gold heads, say for example Chandra, and then I think I used some on Frederick as well, early game again. Elseed, sadly, I did use a little bit of universal gold heads there as well. So what I'm trying to say is, all these early game commanders, I wish I kind of didn't use the gold heads, and then I would have a lot more for Season of Conquest. Now, in my case, when we were going through early KVK, we thought that's it. We didn't know there's Season of Conquest, but the players that are new to Rise of Kingdoms now, this is more for you guys. You know that you shouldn't be using your gold heads on commanders that doesn't transition well into Season of Conquest. And speaking of transition, there are 2 commanders that definitely transition very well. One of them is YSG and the other one is Alex. So feel free to use as many universals, whatever you want, on these 2 commanders because you'll get a lot of use out of that in Season of Conquest as well. And then there's somewhat a good call if you use some on Saladin and some maybe on Charles. That's still questionable, but it's not the worst thing you can do if you invest in them. But anything other than these commanders, if you're using gold heads in early game commanders, you're pretty much putting yourself behind when it comes to Season of Conquest commanders, and you'll be in a situation like me where I just maxed Nevsky 3 months later and XY came out maybe like 6 months ago and I still haven't maxed him. And now I kind of have to decide whether to work on XY or whether to work on Scipio or whether to save gold heads for future, even more OP commanders that comes out. So in summary, what we are trying to say is avoid being in a situation like me where you can't max Scipio as soon as he comes out. Save at least 700 gold heads, and up until then maybe just play with 5-5-1-1 commanders, and then when you're in Season of Conquest, then pick the most OP commander and max him. So hope this guide was useful. See you in the next one.